USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. Friday Night Football in San Antonio as two teams with their season momentum going in opposite directions meet in the Lone Star State for an East versus West matchup in USL Championship play. Hello, everyone, along with Katie Goodman and the rest of the crew. I'm Carl Schoening. Happy you guys joined us on CBS Sports Golazo this evening. Katie, both Indy 11 and SAFC looking for a result here at Toyota Field as the first loss of the season for Indy 11 last week and their first home loss of the season, and SAFC trying to bounce back with their first home loss of the season happening last time we were here.
Yeah, so far Indy 11 in the last 5 going 1-4-0, so looking to get back into the win column. They haven't had a winning streak since before May, so they did really good in that first half of the season, looking to get back to their winning ways here. And then when you look at in the past history, San Antonio FC, while they've had great luck in winning undefeated this season against the Eastern Conference, they've had really bad luck against Indy 11, not able to beat them. So hopefully Indy 11 is not San Antonio's kryptonite if you are an SAFC fan.
Checking out the tail of the tape. As I mentioned, San Antonio FC 4-1-3 here at home, 7-3-7 overall. Indy 11 6-6-3, but away from Indianapolis, they are 0-5-2.
Yeah, statistically speaking, they're looking really similar here. We know Indy is really great at getting opportunities in the box. Second in the USL Championship and getting touches in the box. They just can't execute it. They're looking to still find their way to get that ball into the back of net. The most important statistic of all.
Yeah, absolutely. Expectation doesn't meet reality as the Indy 11 are 4th in expected goals, but 21st in actual goals. Let's check out a couple players to highlight, starting off with San Antonio FC's main man, Jorge Hernandez.
Jorge Hernandez is a name that is always circled on this sheet. There are 6 assists, which is tied first in all of the USL Championship. Also has 5 goals under his belt. Sometimes he's in the winger forward position. He's going to be in the center midfielder role tonight, and you can expect him to cause some problems.
And then on the other side, Bruno Rendon leads the way for Indy 11.
Has a good chunk of the goals here for Indy 11, 7 of those leading the team, and he's a guy that can put it away on any place in the field. So hard to track. He follows through, great in the air, so he's the guy to watch.
It'll be a fun one to wrap up the July schedule here at Toyota Field. When we come back, we'll have kickoff and starting lineups between the Indy 11 and San Antonio FC here at Toyota Field on CBS Sports Golazo.
Built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere.
Qualified buyers get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on a rugged new 2026 Tundra. Offer ends August 3rd.
Toyota. Let's go places.
$10 for a large, $10 for any 3 toppings, $10 for your choice of hot crust. Like our new garlic parm hand tossed. Because there's crust, and then there's hut crust. The crust you crave, only $10. Order in the Pizza Hut app.
You want ice cream tonight? Or maybe cookies?
What are you doing? All right, Miss Lady, what are we gonna get?
Hi, honey. Beans are done, Mom. You want ice cream tonight? Or maybe cookies?
When you donate or shop at Goodwill, you'll help train future truck drivers through our local career training programs. Good job, everyone.
Her team might be losing, but she's feeling like a winner. In fact, she's feeling so good, people are asking,
what's her deal?
What's her deal? She went to Metro and saved. Got 4 lines for just $25 each. And 4 free new Samsung Galaxy A17 5G phones. Get that more for your money feeling. Only at Metro.
San Antonio FC Soccer is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. And by Methodist Healthcare, proudly offering 10 neighborhood ERs across San Antonio. Hello, everyone. Along with Katie Goodman and the rest of the crew, I'm Carl Schoening. Let's check out our Rico starting lineup, starting off with the starting 11 for the Indy 11. They're going to run a 4-4-2, Katie, and they're led by the Scotsman Sean McAuley.
They're a team that loves to possess. They really do well in the midfield. They just added Nabi Kibanguchi to the roster. He's an outside back. You can expect him to get up in the corners and help with that transitional piece into the attack.
And wearing the white kits this evening, San Antonio FC, led by Carlos Yamosa.
A couple changes up top. You've got Perano and Sorto up top. Those two work really well together, both speedy, both clinical there in the attack. So you can expect them to team up really well there with Jorge Hernandez to break through those lines.
SAFC, as I mentioned, wearing the white kits, wearing the navy kits with the red stripe across the middle. The Indy 11, they will control the opening kickoff. And clearance is given. They will start in a bit of a American football formation. It looks like wide receivers lined up wide right, and then it goes to Thiago Suarez for the first touch for SAFC to try and control that quick threat. Rendon was knocked away by Cuello, and SAFC has a counter opportunity. Sorto played it off his foot and sees it go into touch. Pizza Hut kickoff was an exciting one there for the first 30 seconds of action, Katie.
Yeah, and it's interesting. The kickoff trend nowadays is to just try to get it high up in the corner so you can get a throw into your opposing half's attacking third. And so when you see them line up like that, and then pretty much the other team just has to drop because they know exactly what they're doing. They're giving their game plan away, but good reaction there from San Antonio FC to kind of do exactly what Indy was trying to do on that last kick.
Josh O'Brien sparked something the other way for Mohamed Omar coming back playing here at Toyota Field, and he'll send a through ball into the box that'll be sent away by Hakeem O'Connor-Ward before Boik Masabi could get a touch on it.
What an incredible tackle there from Hakeem O'Connor-Ward. He just got man of the match in the last matchup against Brooklyn for his contribution into the attack. And, you know, when you talk about outside backs and wingers, he's got to be the best in the USL Championship. Just the way he gets back, really hard to get past, and then, you know, what he's able to produce in the attack, too.
Been informed that despite it being 100 degrees, there will be no water break, as you and I speculate that the players are doing it almost at a protest of the forced water breaks in the World Cup.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me by any means, and I know fans are a lot happier, I think, to not have that break, but it can get dangerous with this heat. But luckily it's a later kickoff time, so not too bad, and we've got a breeze going.
Yeah, the sun should set somewhere around the 40-minute mark of this first half, and then the rest of the game will be played under the lights. SAFC controlling in the back line. Mitch Tainer missed the last match here at Toyota Field due to a red card suspension. He's the one who plays it forward here for Jorge Hernandez to operate in center circle. Mikey Maldonado. Maldonado shifts gears to look for his options, goes left to Cuello, and Cuello had it cut out. Slide tackle. An efficient one there by Nabi Kibanguchi.
Just mentioned him in those opening lineups, and right on cue making a really solid tackle. Actually met Coach Sean McAuley at Minnesota United when he was an assistant coach there. He ended up going overseas to play with Singapore, and then, you know, Coach just had him top of mind and said, hey, let's get you back in the United States and come join us. We need an outside back. But he talks about him really being kind of the Swiss Army knife for Indy 11. Just can really play him anywhere, but right now the spot they need filled is in this outside back role.
Yeah, despite it being a global game, it's a small world, and here's a turnover that could lead to an opportunity. Rendon looking for a cross, and it was cut out there by Tainter. Sends it in for our first corner kick of the evening. It'll belong to the Indy 11. They'll have the wind going away from goal, and Joey Petruni will face his first test.
You can definitely expect this game to be a transitional one. Both teams great in transition. Both teams easily caught in transition. So lots of back and forth here.
Cam Lindley will be the one who will send the corner away. Lindley with 32 career assists. Sends this one near post, and it'll bounce around and then be cleared out by Hakeem O'Connor-Ward. Jorge Hernandez will collect the control. Maldonado, not interested in controlling, will pressure the back line of the Indy 11. And a chance here, Sorto. Sorto at the 18. Or excuse me, this is Pirano, cuts back. Maldonado. Lucille Barron slows things down.
Have expected Pirano to just go for it there. He really likes being in those sticky situations. Great with the ball at his feet. And again, another transitional moment here. Neither team really set in place. And oh, that's unlucky for Indy.
O'Kello way too strong on the cross.
Those are the moments you, as a player, definitely wish that you could take back.
Yeah, Masanvi could do nothing but say, I'm not going to waste my energy chasing after that one. And now Kernali will switch the pitch here on the backline workings of SAFC.
And really, out of these first opening minutes, I think this is the first time both teams have been able to get set. It's just ever since that first kick, it's been back and forth. So let's see how they're able to manage in and out of possession.
SAFC only playing with 3 on their back line at the moment here as Suarez controls a lot of the middle ground. Even directs Joey Petruni out of the box for him to play it a little bit forward. No high press coming from the Indy 11, so plenty of possession time here for SAFC. How about Katie's Keys while we wait for them to have a little action?
Yeah, so with San Antonio FC, they've done really well on their set pieces, and then that's something that Indy has also struggled with, is to mark the runner, to track the runner. So I think San Antonio FC has a good chance of getting through on just trying to work and convert some set pieces, and then also just staying connected in the midfield and the attack. And just in general, when you have these transitional games, things start to get disconnected, and that's where mistakes come up. But for Indy 11, it's about tracking that runner. As I mentioned, a lot of the goals against in these last couple of games were just runners coming out of blind spots or just not following the play fully, or miscommunications. And then, you know, we're talking about a transitional game, so get San Antonio FC on the counter. That's kind of their Achilles heel. They really, when they start getting excited and get scoring opportunities, they tend to be exposed in the back. So all things to look for.
All great points, Katie, and during that duration, SAFC has controlled on their defensive half of the pitch the entire time.
Yeah, they're trying to slow it down and create some gaps so that they can move forward.
A little bit of action there to Cuello. Prano sends it back here to Barone. Sorto looking for a gap, trying to split the defenders. Tries one outside the 18, just misses as it goes past Eric Dick.
Incredible work there from Christian Sordo. Has done so well in that position for San Antonio. Wonderful fake, gets himself a little bit of space, and there's even a bend on it. Eric Dick, though, of course, in the vicinity, probably would have been able to deny that one. So good read from him, too.
Eric Dick is one of the best keepers in USL Championship. He was the 2024 USL Championship Goalkeeper of the Year and Golden Glove winner with a league best 0.69 goals against allowed. And in the playoff run for the Riverhounds last year, he had no goals allowed in 450 minutes in 4 playoff matches. So good luck getting one past him. Better keep that ball if you do.
Definitely going to have to be clinical in the attack. Also something that San Antonio has struggled with a little bit as of late. They've done so well to create opportunities, just not able to get that last perfect touch.
Cuello thought he would give it a YOLO shot there, but Nabi Kununguchi decided to block it, and now a throw in here for SAFC. Cuello scored a goal, the only goal last time that SAFC was here against the Las Vegas Lights. Just a little too far ahead from him on the return ball. See Carlos Simoso looking on. He brings that touch Colombian style to San Antonio FC. And he said, you know, that's good. Don't worry about it. Just keep trying to move that ball around and be ready for those quick passes back to you.
Yeah, he's done such a great job of leaving his mark on this team and in this club. You can tell he has just a lot of confidence in his guys to make the right decisions in the right moments. So rather than being really structured, it's fluid and open. Here's a good challenge.
Rendon has it in the 18. Cut off by a couple SAFC defenders who wisely send it across the end line for the second corner kick of the evening for Indy 11 as Tainter and Suarez made sure that Rendon didn't get a shot off.
Absolute solid defensive work there from Tainter and Suarez. Just looking to box him out, close him out, force him towards that end line. You've really got to handle Rendon with care, as you know. 7 goals, 9 across all competitions, and just sneaky, sneaky player.
Once again, Cam Lindley will do the honors on the corner. Get the feeling he wanted that last corner kick back. He's probably excited to have another opportunity so quickly. Again, leaves this one short. It'll be headed out there by Barone. Lindley tries it again on the cross into the 6, where Crognale heads it out. Lindley with another opportunity to distribute. Crognale again denies him the opportunity. Then there's going to be a foul. Way too physical is Okello, and I think he's going to be shown a yellow, perhaps, or just a warning. Dangerous there, as I believe that's Lucio Barone down in pain.
Yeah, holding his head. I think it was just a miscommunication. We didn't see him in the way. Kind of ran him over there.
Free kick for SAFC. And definitely a warning there for Noble Okello.
Say that's a good call from the ref.
Wasn't quite deserving of a yellow, but careful for your next physical foul.
For sure. San Antonio happy to be back in possession nonetheless.
We talk about it. It's something about San Antonio FC playing here at Toyota Field. San Antonio in general, just kind of a blue-collar town where you see quite a bit of yellow cards, as SAFC is now first in USL Championship with 54 yellow cards.
I feel like they've been first in yellows since the club's creation. I mean, it's just something about the 2-1-0 that things get a little physical here.
Pirano chips it to Akeem O'Connor-Ward, who couldn't keep it alive on the end line.
Really solid effort there from Akeem O'Connor-Ward, though. I mean, that's exactly why he is as good as he is. He just doesn't stop. Pirano there trying to do some of his best work despite the slip. And it's a good idea. I think if you put a little bit more backspin on that chip in, it would have helped Hakeem O'Connor-Ward a little bit more to try and get in, as it would have been more of a dead ball than had some pace on it.
High bounce here for Petruni to play with no real threat coming on crash. Here we are in the 12th minute. Feels like a couple opportunities for both teams, but nothing too threatening.
Yeah, San Antonio intentionally trying to slow things down, create some passing lanes. Again, doing well to maintain and win back possession when necessary. But they're going to have to start picking up the pace here. They've gotten into trouble in the past with that, the ball moving slowly across the back line. That's, you know, when accidents tend to happen. And so they need to find a way to get forward.
SAFC with 75% control of possession and growing, as Avery Schneider in our truck that is very heavily AC compared to up here in the booth that is fighting the Texas heat tells me.
I mean, you complain about the booth. Imagine being down there on the field running around. So
at least they're playing on natural grass and not turf, as Mitch Tanner's looking for Emil Cuello in the 18. At the byline, he was offside. I'm Carl Schoening on with Katie Goodman. Let's tell you who the officials are so you have someone to blame after the game. The referee is Gerald Flores. Our assistant is Noah Kenyanwani and Eric Kruger. And our fourth official, Ryan Linskog.
Got to give credit to these referees for having the guts to do the job. Couldn't be me.
No. And after seeing what they went through on their point of views at the World Cup, more respect.
I say we get that here from the USL Championship. That's one thing I can stand behind when it comes to FIFA. I think that ref cam really just shows you, one, how physical they are, and two, how fast these guys are. I mean, it's so easy to look at this game from a bird's eye view and sit back and say, he should have ran faster. But when you're out there on the field and you see how quick they're moving, you give them a little more respect, I think.
I'll send you the bill for the equipment.
Okay, deal.
Once again, plenty of opportunities for SAFC to work their possession.
Yeah, as you can see, Indy 11 just sitting back, not wanting to get caught in transition there, knowing just how dangerous San Antonio can be in the attack.
Sorto playing in midfield sends it out here to Akeem O'Connor-Ward. Way over the crossbar on I don't know if that was a cross or a strike, but either way, it'll be a goal kick for sure.
Yeah, definitely an overhit. Got to settle down a bit. And sometimes when you're slowing things down across the back line and then you finally decide to go into the attack and cross it in, you know, a lot of times the nerves get the best of you. Keeping that composure throughout the whole play.
Rendon marked by Tainter. Low cross cut out there. Nice job by Lucio Barone to play it off his foot.
Yeah, San Antonio doing well just to get numbers back. Lucio Barone, I think, one of the better defensive center midfielders as well, was so key for San Antonio last season. Developed a tough injury late in season, missed a good chunk of the first half of this season. And now that he's back, you can see just the trust that this team has in him in that role.
Emil Cuello plays it backwards. We were talking about it earlier. Second in the USL Championship in touches in the box are Indy 11. Fourth in expected goals. However, overall they are 21st in actual goals. So you kind of almost see why on our few opportunities, there's just something about when they actually get it in the box, they just lose their mojo.
Yeah, it's interesting to see because they do so well in the run of play. They do well defensively.
Cuello tried to get a cross off there to Jorge Hernandez, and seems like Hernandez will be the last one touched with the ball. And offside might have been the call as well there, as Jorge doesn't give much protest.
We'll have a look back at it here. As you can see, he's making his way through, and I think the ref just caught a good view of it. So San Antonio continues to play on here, and we were talking about these expected goals versus actual goals and the amount of touches they get in the box. And so, you know, sometimes the hardest thing to do is just get into the box. And when it comes to finishing, you know, I think it was Ted Lasso who talked about the yips in soccer.
Pirano can't split the defenders. He might have been fouled in the box, and they're going to play on.
So when you talk about the yips in soccer, I think, you know, sometimes it comes down to that, just trying to feel the swoosh of the ball at the back of the neck to kind of regain. But San Antonio on a tear here.
Emil Cuello plays it back to Maldonado. Into the box. Sorto couldn't catch up to it. Here is the, much to the dismay of the fans, play on. And, you know, sometimes Pirano just might have taken the dive there playing off of Paco Craig, but felt like there was possibly enough there with the forearm to the chest.
Yeah, a little bit there. I think it's fair to not give that call, but can't blame Pirano for trying to sell it.
It's such a big call to allow a penalty kick.
Yeah, especially for just a little bit of a jersey tug.
Cronulla cuts that out away from Insati. It's almost like a foul outside of the box is not a foul inside of the box for most officials.
Sometimes I think officials will, you know, be a little bit biased there just because of the repercussions of it. Just depends, I think, too, on the player if they keep fouling over and over. And, you know, talked about having shot opportunities. That was another one right there. This one awry, but Cam Lindley looking to take the shot there. Also a former SAFCer. Such a tenured player in the USL Championship. All-time club leader with 107 starts. All-time appearances leader, 127 appearances. And then top 20 in the USL Championship with 32 career assists. So he's got just as many minutes as the keeper, and that's when you know you've got a great guy on your hands. He's very similar to Lucio Barone on the defensive side. I think you could even argue really, really, really solid on the attack as well. So just really good on both sides of the ball.
Mitch Tanner with a nice diagonal pass and a one-touch from Hernandez. Cuello able to control. Lucio Barone. Just past center circle. Suarez. He'll try a strike from well outside the box and just misses wide right.
It was close. You got to give him that one. I love that he was taking his chance. It didn't feel like a Hail Mary. It's very intentional. He gets his head up. He looks at it. It's laces down driven. He was going for that upper 90. Great work there from him.
That might have just been deflected by Noble Okello, so that could have been a saving of the day. And now here Mansavi is on the run. Marked by Crognale, who sends it high in the air in the box and heads it out. Great defensive stop there by Crognale. Jorge Hernandez is onside. To the penalty arc. Sorto had a cut out. Bounces out for Maldonado. And Maldonado can't draw the foul. Then Crognale has the last touch on this one before it goes into touch. I think saving the day, Paco Craig, the center back, kept that from being our first goal of the night.
Solid defensive stand-up. You got to hand Christian Sorto his flowers, too, for being in that right spot, making the run. He did well to try to get the shot off, but yes, even better defense from Paco Craig.
Eric Dick playing with a little bit of fire there as he let it roll towards the end line on accident, I think. And now just cleared across midfield, and Mitch Tainer reverting back to his old ways, playing it as far away from the keeper as possible with the head. Mitch has been a really good team player for a long time here for San Antonio. He's even adjusted to the style that is a bit more possession-based under Carlos Llamosa, but when he first got here, he almost never passed it to his other teammates on the back line. We have a foul here as drawing it is Noble Okello, and Jorge Hernandez is now going to get his warning.
Things starting to get chippy, as you would expect anytime you're at Toyota Field. But going back to Mitch Tainer, yeah, he's withstood all the coaching changes, you know, so everyone knows he's a key piece. He's a culture piece as well, the guy that you want in the locker room, and he's willing to adapt, and he is. He's done it so well, whether you want more direct style of play like under Marcina or a little bit more fluid building out through possession here with Coach Llamosa.
Masanvi could not control that one. He hit the deck, no whistle to save him, and SAFC will actually deal with a little bit of pressure here along the byline. Maldonado miscommunicated with Joey Petruni, and they'll have to settle for a corner kick. You know, you're not expecting that quick high pressure, and that leads to that miscue.
Right. Well, that's what I was talking about earlier, as they were passing pretty slowly across the back line. You can't have moments like that happen. You know, coach is not happy about that. And this is exactly where Indy 11 wants to be. They've struggled to build out against San Antonio. As you've seen, San Antonio spending a good chunk of time on the other side of the field. So every time San Antonio gives up a corner kick opportunity, you're giving Indy a pretty solid chance here.
Third corner, first time from this side for Cam Lindley and the Indy 11. Again, keeps it short. This one bounces around a few boots and then will go off the crossbars. Petruni might have gotten a glove on it and then eventually cleared out. The ricochets do not find the back of the net, and Joey Petruni pushes his back line up.
Incredible work there from Petruni just to hustle back and to get up to that crossbar. But when you look at that shot attempt, it's not that the quality is lacking there. It just didn't fall in their favor.
Crognale once again heads it out of the box. Maldonado once again playing with fire in the box, and Akeem O'Connor Ward will allow Crognale to do his job on the clearance. Jorge Hernandez sparks Sorto onside. Sorto plays it at the 18. Gets a strike off just a bit high as he skies it over the crossbar, trying to get it past Eric Dick.
Some beautiful soccer there from San Antonio, and just like that, in the blink of an eye, they can get in behind. It looks like Christian Sorto down for the count, holding his hip.
Well, let's, while Sorto catches his breath, check out Indy 11's opportunity. How this didn't go in is a big sigh of relief and prayers answered for SAFC fans. And then Jorge Hernandez with the magic boot finds Sorto in a run.
Really incredible work there from both sides, and you can see the quality, and you can see how it must be so frustrating for Indy being able to get there and just missing the goal by inches. Saw a lot of that in their game against Loudoun United. They really took the cake statistically in that game. Everything would have told you, if you hadn't seen the scoreline, that they were dominating and winning that game, but unfortunately, Loudon was able to sneak a goal by them, and so they had to walk away with the loss on that one.
I imagine the person who was most upset of that sequence there, Nabi Kibanguchi, had it deflect off of his foot and somehow just went across the face of goal and not into the net.
But the diving header as well, I mean, that was so close.
Emil Cuello gets past his defender into the box. Cuello with a low cross that gets to nobody but just missed Akeem O'Connor-Ward, and then Alex Cornali is there to return the service. Maldonado sends it into the box once again. Pirano with the header, and then it's bounced out here to Sorto. Emil Cuello gets it past Dick for the score. 1-0 SAFC. Emil Cuello gets his second goal this season here in the 25th minute.
He must love that spot there on the field. Last home game, he scored right from that spot as well, but had a little bit of help with this congestion. I felt like a matter of time before San Antonio FC were to put it away. So many close calls with balls going across the 5 and a lot of opportunities. And then here it falls in the hands of Emil Cuello. Things kind of really unorganized defensively here for Indy. Christian Sordo trying to do his best. Just very calm, composed. Emil Cuello puts it into the mix and it works out for him there. Not sure if he's going to get the credit for the goal or if they're going to give it as an own goal because it technically bounced off an Indy 11 player. Yeah, it looks like Anthony Herbert had it deflected and redirected. I was wondering why it crossed the goal so slowly, and you know, I think that's on target enough that it bounces around, and I'll give Cuello his second goal this season if I'm keeping stats. But that is definitely a tough call there, as Anthony Herbert then deflected it off of Eric Dick. And now a foul called on SAFC and a free kick at the edge of the attacking third for Indy 11, who's trying to tie this one up before the halftime break. I think a lot of coaches, you know, will look at what happened there to Indy 11 and say, man, if you're going to give up a goal, make it a good one. And that's got to be so frustrating, especially since they haven't had a ton of luck. But again, set pieces are pretty good for them. They've scored from a similar position here in the past few games. The fourth official, who has nothing to do with the actual call on the field, hearing it from Carlos Yamosa. That's Cam Lindley handling the set piece, has options lined up along the 18. Headed out by Maldonado. Comes to the foot of Quinn. Quinn tries to recycle the service. Doesn't find its intended target. Solid defense there by Thiago Suarez, and a throw in for Indy 11 at the corner arc. Almost 27 minutes in here, and when you look at how the teams compare, really San Antonio's defense is far more organized, far more difficult to break through, and they're also doing really well in defending as a unit. So this is going to be quite the uphill battle for Indy 11. A little bit of miscommunication there between O'Brien and Rendon leads to SASC's throw here. Suarez, long switch at the pitch to Cronulla here as SAFC deals with just a little bit more pressure than they'd been used to earlier in the match. Wind at the back of SAFC, diagonaling towards the benches. Lucio Barron keeping it on the grass, as has been most of the game plan for both teams. Anytime it's been sent in the air, it's had a little bit of an unpredictable trajectory. Yeah, wind is starting to pick up a little bit, but I think more than anything, it's just nerves and finding a rhythm. Now that they've got a goal under their belt, San Antonio probably is going to be a little bit more lethal here so far as they keep their foot on the gas. I mean, I think they learned the hard way against Las Vegas Lights in their last home match. Really the odds statistically in their favor, scoring first at home. Mitch Tanner with a nice touch here to Pirano. Gets it into Sorto in the box. Sorto plays it backwards here to Cuello. Cuello the one touch. Jets gets past Hernandez to Mikey Maldonado. In the box, Akeem O'Connor-Ward chips it towards the 6, and it goes off of the head
of Okello. Cuello keeps it in play here. Jorge Hernandez tried to get it past the back line, and it bounces away. Cronulla can't keep possession for SAFC and slides into the very expensive LED boards.
But what a great run there for San Antonio. You could just see the panic, the disorganization for Indy's back line. They've got to get better at finding a way to get that ball back. I mean, winning the second ball, anything. And when you look at them, yes, they're starting to press a little bit higher because I think they realize if they sit back, it's still, San Antonio's still going to take it to them.
And they're playing against the clock now, so it would behoove them to allow SAFC to continue to have 75% possession as they had about at the half-hour mark of this match, as we're at right now. So I would say maybe around the 22-minute mark. It was around 75% possession for SAFC.
In the World Cup, they used to have these graphics, momentum graphics, and the funny thing about it is, well, we can all see the momentum happening. Do we need a graphic for this? But it was kind of cool when you look at it in its entirety of where momentum picked up across the game. But in the moment, you're kind of like, well, yeah, they're peppering the goal with shots, so of course they've got momentum.
Rendon wanted to add to Indy 11 momentum, but he was met by the back line of SAFC and retreats all the way back to his back line. Mitch Tanner wins possession back for SAFC. And Emil Cuello will slow things down. Nice shifting of gears here by Pirano. Pirano weaves through the defenders to the 18. Tries to strike right to Eric Dick, who blocks it back to the penalty yard. Recycle of the service wasn't quite there for Sorto. He'll try again. Knocked out by Craig. Jorge Hernandez plays it outside the box.
Had Pirano scored that, that would have been goal of the week just for dribbling right through 4 opponents.
Jorge Hernandez. One touch from Pirano to Cuello. One touch back here to Tainer.
San Antonio playing with ultimate confidence. I mean, it's almost fun to them, you can tell, but they really need an insurance goal to solidify this one. As mentioned, never have they beat Indy 11 home or away. So they're looking to break the curse tonight.
This is the first time these two teams have met since 2024, June of 2024. So over 2 years. And SAFC looking for a win against the Indy 11. It's a 3-0-1 lead for the Indy 11 all time in the series matchup. Lucio Barone knocks that one loose. Hakeem O'Connor Ward. Nifty move to get past his defender, just a little too far ahead for Mikey Maldonado. Throw in for Indy 11.
See Coach Yamosa there talking, trying to get them to switch and to the other side of the field, stay more compact together.
Methodist Healthcare proudly offering 10 neighborhood ERs across San Antonio. Methodist Healthcare injury report, and unfortunately Alex Grave remains on the injury report while Mitri Yerofeev is out for the season following knee surgery. And such a shame. Mitri was having such a great season.
He was really on a tear when it comes to goals. Such a key piece there for San Antonio. But San Antonio has so much depth to pull from, and when you look at who has the most success in the USL Championship, it's the teams with the depth. And you know, it's hard being on a championship team when you're sitting on the bench knowing that you could be a starter on any team. But tell you what, this is the team that I think is going to make it far, and that was quite the tug on the jersey from Lucio Barone.
Barone will be whistled for the foul on Noble Okello. But yeah, just to wrap up, Yerofeev, the Russian who was voted mid-season Young Player of the Year, has the current tie with Jorge Hernandez for 5 goals to lead SAFC in scoring, and was just having quite the year. Sad to hear about him being out for the rest of the season, but hopefully he comes back stronger.
I mean, he is pretty young, 18 years old, so I think he'll be A-okay.
34th minute wrapping up here. SAFC still controlling possession. Emil Cuello seemed like he was onside but couldn't control. And as you mentioned, SAFC playing with a lot of confidence. Wouldn't have been surprising if they were able to create another opportunity in the attacking third.
Just making sure you don't get overconfident. What a step there from Lucio Barone. And again, when I talk about defensive center midfielders, he just does really well to read the play.
Intercepted by Maldonado, picked up by Jorge Hernandez at the 18. He'll try a strike that rolls wide right as Eric Dick was there to play it anyway.
Jorge a little bit quiet in this game. He's been there to facilitate the movement, and I think also just as such a high IQ player, sometimes you can't tell what he's orchestrating, but usually there's he's just a little bit more noticeable, or stirring the pot a little bit, I guess I could say.
He's one of those guys that his stats always surprise me, and I see it happen in real time, but I don't see it as often as it's recorded. The last 4 years, he has led USL Championship in chances created. He's currently leading USL in chances created with 89 crosses and 48 chances created. So somebody who is always dangerous with the ball. He got Sorto onside with that run earlier for a chance at goal. So just always one of the more fun players to watch. And even when SAFC didn't have a really good record, he was in the MVP conversation. So always interesting player to watch and see how he operates.
Yeah, he might have one of the highest soccer IQs of anyone in the USL Championship. And it's so subtle, the way in which he creates plays. And it's, if you're not seeing it, I bet they're not seeing it on the field either. And that's why it creates chances, because he's just always in the right place at the right time. And so good on the ball.
On cue, sets up Emil Cuello for a good cross here. Sorto sends it back to Hernandez. One touch, Jorge. Right to Eric Dick.
Right on cue.
Right as we were saying, he needed to make a bit more of an impact, right?
Yeah. I digress. Took the words right out of my mouth. Great work there from Jorge Hernandez. Better ability to save there from Eric Dick. But, he's starting to heat up here. His ears must have been ringing as we were talking about him, and decided to put pedal to the metal.
Would have certainly reflected the script had he done something with that. And just a YOLO shot there from Josh O'Brien. Nowhere near target. And goal kick here for Joey Vitruni. As we were talking about the wind picking up, it's really picking up now. Those flags have been moving all over the place, but now to the back of SAFC. If they wanted to try a long send, they can't put too much power behind it.
Ooh, a mag there from Emil Cuello.
Gets past Kevin Gucci. Sorto. Jorge Hernandez looking for his opportunities. He sizes up. Sidesteps to the right. He's marked there. Turns back to goal. Trying to manifest a goal there, but couldn't quite there as he lost it on his footing.
Crowd wanting a foul on that one for a clip of the ankle, but
all the fancy footwork, you would think that he might have even ended up with that whistle.
Yeah, a solid effort. But you mentioned the wind picking up, and San Antonio FC has done well to keep the ball on the ground. And I think that was definitely coached, most likely, from Mimosa there on the field, because as you could see, balls were just going over the crossbar.
Masanvi tackled by Okeem O'Connor Ward there, and Ward will send it out to Pirano. Jorge Hernandez casually jogging across mid-pitch. Pirano pushed off there by Mohamed Omar. Worked around the back line of Konali.
Mohamed Omar, also really solid player for San Antonio FC last season. Those of you who don't know him, also played for Somalia's national team. And hasn't had a ton of minutes, but has gotten some starts as of late. So I think starting to make his presence a little more known, and is really just putting in the work out here. Super relentless in his movements, making this difficult for San Antonio. I mean, he's really an asset to have on this team, considering he knows the system and how Coach Giamosa works. And speaking of knowing how Coach Giamosa works, Sean McCauley actually coached alongside Coach Giamosa at Portland. So they know each other pretty well. And so when it comes to tactics, definitely a chess match.
Tons of passes on this possession. Pirano shifts gears to the 18. Leaves it wide here for Emil Cuello. Cuello wants a little bit of help as he's at the corner. Marked strongly there by Kibanguchi. Cuello to Mitch Tainer. Tainer looking for a strike, and he's nowhere near the mark. Still, though, Mitch Tainer gives it a go, and Tainer knows how to score there, as he has certainly gotten a couple opportunities to score from the back line. Usually on corners with his head, but it was such a methodical possession that Tainer was able to work his way in for a strike around the 18.
And again, any player on this field for San Antonio can score.
All-time leader in appearances and minutes. He could end up top 3 in minutes by the end of the season, depending on how things work out. Jorge Hernandez is down, as Indy 11 wants to take advantage of one of the key playmakers for SAFC behind on the play. Doesn't look like they'll be able to, as Jorge Hernandez now gets back into the play as Kibanguchi gets the touch, and Mitch Tainer will intercept. I don't think I've ever seen SAFC been able to so casually control the ball.
Yeah, I think all of those transitional moments in the beginning kind of wear people out, and I think this Indy 11 team also knows that you can't overcommit when defending San Antonio FC, because they're so good on the first touch, whether the pace is slow or fast. You just can't take the bait if they start slowing the game down. So it may seem lackadaisical, but I think the way that they're defending right now is intentional. And the more you defend, the more tired you get, because they're just letting the ball do the work here.
Jorge Hernandez will pull back after getting a touch from Maldonado. In case I confused you at the open, SAFC lost their first home match of the season last match here at Toyota Field against the Las Vegas Lights. This one goes across the inline. Kibanguchi was the last one to touch it, and SAFC will have their first corner kick. On the other side, Indy 11 in their last match against Loudoun United lost their first home match of the season in Indianapolis. They're now 6-1-1 at Carroll Field, but they're 0-5-2 away from Indianapolis. They're looking for their first road win of the season in USL Championship play. And a little bit of plotting there between Pirano and Jorge Hernandez on this corner kick, as Pirano will be the short option. 43rd minute, SAFC looking for the go-ahead goal. Emil Cuello scored one in the 25th minute. Jorge Hernandez will put his left boot on it. Off the head of Thiago Suarez and into the stands.
Effort is good there, but once again, Indy 11 allowing the other team to get out in front in those moments. You know, had that ball gone in, when you looked at the replay, you would have said, oh, well, they just didn't track their runner. They got lucky there that Suarez wasn't able to redirect the ball into the goal.
Masanvi cut off there by Suarez, and Joey Petruni sends it away.
You can see the struggle with the wind as that ball kind of dropped a little bit, as the wind is now a crosswind versus behind the back of San Antonio like it was just a few minutes ago. So it's probably where a lot of the complications are coming from when putting that ball in the air.
If you fly kites in San Antonio, it is an adventure. We can tell you that much.
Well, my nerd fact for the day is that San Antonio is at the center of 4 major wind currents, so really things can change on a dime here. Gotta love that Texas weather.
Indy 11 trying to change things on a dime here as it's sent into the box. Masanvi at the penalty mark, loses the touch, and then Rendon comes from behind and commits the foul. That'll be a free kick for SAFC as Lucio Barone hit the grass.
Looked like a pretty hard hit there.
Well, like we were saying, Indy 11 has done a great job getting it into the box, but then they're a little discombobulated when they do have the touches.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for him, he's got 3 white jerseys and not a lot of help. You need more guys getting into passing lanes, and yeah, that's quite the body check from Bruno Rendon.
And Rendon probably just frustrated that he hasn't had too many opportunities in the box. You see the accurate passes there, more than doubling up SAFC, about to triple Indy 11 on a second lap. And we're only going to have 1 minute of stoppage time. It's been a pretty clean match overall. No yellow cards, but a couple of warnings. Perano trying to see if SAFC can get one last chance in before we hit halftime.
Yeah, Indy 11's going to run themselves ragged if they continue just let San Antonio play the ball at them.
Herbert sends this one towards the goal line, and it'll be played by Eric Dickoff of the bounce as he now pushes away the pestering Jorge Hernandez, and he tells him to put it down. This will probably be the end of the first half once a little bit of possession and sent across mid-pitch, unless Indy 11 can really get into the attacking third quick.
It's a solid effort there from San Antonio to try to get out in transition, but when you look at going into this second half, I think San Antonio should expect maybe a little bit more fire from Indy 11. I think there's going to be a halftime talk of winning that second ball and not allowing San Antonio to dictate so much of the play, maybe staying a little more compact on defense, tracking your runner. San Antonio could be in a vulnerable position if they're going into the second half with this kind of confidence. Don't want to be overconfident, got to keep that foot on the gas, as they say.
And Gerald Flores says that that's enough foot on the gas for the first 45 minutes. It's in the books here as SAFC leads Indy 11 1-0 here at Toyota Field in San Antonio. Halftime is going to be a good one. We have a feature on Mikey Maldonado, so stick around here as we are on CBS Sports Golazo this evening. 1-0 SAFC after 45 minutes.
When you donate or shop at Goodwill, you'll help train future nurses' aides through our local career training programs. Good job, everyone.
What do you do when you throw out your back?
Use caution when lifting heavy objects.
How do I eliminate back pain?
I'm not tracking any rain right now.
Back pain?
Got it. Calling back Shane.
Forget it.
Sorry, didn't get that. High-quality emergency care. Find your nearest location.
With the 2026 Toyota Tacoma, you can do whatever you want. Whatever we want? Yep, whatever you want.
Whatever we want.
Whatever we want. Whatever we want! Whatever we want.
The 2026 Toyota Tacoma, for every kind of adventure.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2026 Tacoma SR5 for $309 a month for 36 months. Offer ends August 3rd.
Toyota, let's go places.
You want ice cream tonight? Or maybe cookies? You want ice cream tonight? Or maybe cookies?
Now and then, you need to stop and smell the roses. Or the leaves, rocks, trees, sticks, and that one tree again.
This summer, get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points.
Unreal. A jaw-dropping leveler.
Stoppage time drop. Wonderful finish in the USL.
Sometimes the waves are calling your name. Other times, you think the waves are calling your name, but actually, it's the kids.
This summer, get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points.
Hay mucha fiesta, señor Martino. Hay gente revancha, doctor. Pero falta gol y estamos esperando a Hugo. ¿Hugo Sánchez? Sí, tira para adelante. ¿Quién maneja? ¿Un futbolista? ¡Llegamos por fin! ¡Ay, bendito sea el chofer, doctor! Hugo, ¿regreso a las canchas? ¿Algún consejo?
Sí, confía y cree en ti.
¡Ey! ¡Vas al norte!
A donde me dé la oportunidad, pero listo para dar el paso.
¡Listo, vámonos!
This is your moment.
Base, chance that goal. It's in. Monterrey Bay with another strong start. Christian Nava, the Albuquerque native, puts New Mexico on top.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
This summer, get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points.
Good morning, San Antonio.
Hey, there he is.
The Spurs pulled off an exciting win last night.
Good morning.
Where's my high five at?
You good?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah. Okay.
One-nil SAFC here at Toyota Field as in the 25th minute, Emil Cuello is the separation of the goal scorer here in this Eastern versus Western Conference matchup. Hello, everyone. I'm Carl Schoening, joined by Katie Goodman on CBS Sports Golazo. Katie, we could check out the HEB halftime stats and highlights, but it was a very eventful first half despite the slower pace at times.
Quite a bit of domination there from San Antonio FC. Indy 11 just allowing them to play at them. It started with a lot of transition back and forth. Things felt pretty chaotic, and then San Antonio eventually took command of the game. You can see a shot there from Christian Sordo, who has been really incredible in the attack. And then just as mentioned, a lot of back and forth, really close calls there. We had mentioned how they're second in the league for getting touches in the box and just unfortunately unable to put it away. But it's Emil Cuello, who in the end is able to finish the deal, just puts the ball in through congestion and traffic. There's a bit of a miscommunication. The ball goes in the net. San Antonio walks into the second half with a comfortable 1-0 lead, but they're going to have to keep their foot on the gas if they're going to want to keep that lead.
It's cooled down to 91 degrees here after the sun has set in San Antonio. So, Katie, I guess we're going to have to talk about some adjustments. And it feels like Indy 11 needs to speed up SAFC and can't really allow them to. Feels like they're doing more than building out of the back.
Yeah, they're struggling to break through San Antonio FC's back line. They're getting tired because San Antonio FC has all the possession. San Antonio's doing a really good job of changing pace. So they start out slow, then they pick up the pace. It's a really hard tactic to defend, and so you can understand why they might be feeling a little deflated about that. But going into the second half, they're going to have to stay more compact. They're going to have to move as a unit in the way that they defend, and they can't just sit back and allow San Antonio to keep playing at them. They have to play their game too if they want to equalize in this one.
Let's check out some halftime stats brought to you by HEB, as SAFC, spoiler, has the majority of the possession. It's dropped down to 67%. It was well north of 70 most of the half.
Yeah, and then you look at the shot ratio, 12-4. It's very clear that San Antonio is dominating. They've had a couple mishaps in the back, led to a couple corners there for Indy 11. If they can continue to work on those set pieces, I think Indy 11 could have some success there. But it's going to be hard for them to break through San Antonio's back line. Just a really organized defense. And, you know, going into the second half, Indy 11, they're just going to have to get a little more organized and a little bit more confident.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the main thing. Indy 11 looking for their first result in 4 matches. And what do you think the key will be for Indy 11 to find that at least 1 point leaving San Antonio?
I think if they can get a little more compact, you know, San Antonio was trying to spread the field to find passing lanes, and they kind of let them do it. So if they stay compact, it's going to be more congestion, really difficult to get in, and then maybe they can get San Antonio FC on the counter in transition. They've got a lot of speed in Bruno Rendon up top, so it could work.
Well, hopefully Sean McCall is listening to you and takes some of your points here in their locker room conversation. All right, 1-0 SAFC at the half here at Toyota Field. Halftime rolls on when we come back here on CBS Sports Golazo.
A woman in Austin was depositing a cashier's check at the bank, but she deposited it right into a storm drain. The frost banker found another way in. Time out! So he went into the hole, like a cave diver.
A real spelunker of the streets.
What about the check?
It's money in the bank.
Ka-ching!
Ka-chang.
Oh, yeah. People in this industry know all about the f***ers at Davis Law Firm. If we get a case with their name on it, then we know for darn sure we are likely not settling cheap.
Yeah, I'm adjusting to retired life fine. I don't have to go up against the f***ers at Davis Law Firm anymore. Believe me, we tried, but it was hard to lowball those oh.
Dealing with insurance companies after a wreck can be a real challenge. If you're hurt, remember the 4-letter word that can help. Want more? Call the 4s.
At Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel, Texas's premier entertainment destination, we love winners. With millions of dollars in jackpots paid, vehicles, cash, and gift giveaways monthly, the excitement never ends. Visit Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel in Eagle Pass, Texas, and find current promotions at LuckyEagleTexas.com or on social at Lucky Eagle Texas.
Her team might be losing, but she's feeling like a winner. In fact, she's feeling so good, people are asking,
what's her deal?
What's her deal? She went to Metro and saved. Got 4 lines for just $25 each. And 4 free new Samsung Galaxy A17 5G phones. Get that more for your money feeling. Only at Metro.
1-0 SAFC over Indy 11 here at Toyota Field. The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. San Antonio FC Soccer is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. And by Methodist Healthcare, proudly offering 10 neighborhood ERs across San Antonio. Once again, 1-0 SAFC over Indy 11. When we come back, we'll have the second half kickoff here in San Antonio.
What do you do when you throw out your back?
Use caution when lifting heavy objects.
How do I eliminate back pain?
I'm not tracking any rain right now.
Back pain?
Got it. Calling back Shane.
Forget it.
Sorry, didn't get that. High-quality emergency care. Find your nearest location.
It's pretty.
Actually, just guess. Look at the size of that screen.
This comes standard.
Plenty of room for my 3 future grandkids. Mother!
Some things steal the spotlight. The 2026 Toyota RAV4. Right now, qualified lessees can lease a new 2026 RAV4 LE for $309 a month for 36 months. Offer ends August 3rd. Toyota. Let's go places.
$10 for a large. $10 for any 3 toppings. $10 for your choice of hut crust. Like our new garlic parm hand tossed. Because there's crust, and then there's hut crust. The crust you crave, only $10. Order in the Pizza Hut app.
Start of the second half here at Toyota Field. San Antonio FC leads Indy 11 here at the half. We're about to wrap up, and we're looking forward to the USL Cup continuing here. As you see, there are going to be 4 matches on Wednesday, August 12th, highlighted by us. Katie and I will be on the call here in San Antonio as SAFC host Miami FC, and SAFC goes undefeated in group play. They proceed to try and continue their run in USL Cup. Prince Tires, the sponsor, and last year SAFC got into the quarterfinals. This year they get into the quarterfinals. Only team to do it back-to-back years. And SAFC now focusing on USL Championship regular season, as the USL Cup consists of both USL Championship teams and USL 1 teams. Seems like there's a substitution for Indy 11 as Nabi Kaminguchi is out. And it looks like Mikel Rashid is in. And I also see Jack Blake, who is the club's all-time leader with 28 goals on the pitch. Didn't quite catch who he came in for, or perhaps that, yeah, it is Jack Blake out there in center circle. So not a bad time to bring in the club's all-time leader in goal scorers, down 1-0, Katie.
Definitely a good time, and you can see that conversation was about pressing. You've got 3 blue jerseys trying to force the direction of play from San Antonio. Things are looking a little more compact as well for Indy 11.
SAFC quickly down to the attacking third, but Cuello was unable to keep it in play, and a throw for Indy 11, an immediate touch there, sent away by Rashid. Rendon hit the deck, and there Jack Blake unable to play the passing lane. Now on the back line, SAFC controls. Crognale sends it forward here. Toronto back to Akeem O'Connor-Ward, and Crognale controlling again. And Crognale is fouled by Rendon, who's getting a little frustrated at the game of keep away, and a free kick for SAFC. Also, you see one more note keeping there as Logan Nylinger also comes into the match for Luki Mesavan. Long send here. Cuello couldn't quite keep it down, and then keeping it from being a corner kick sent into the stands with authority there. Logan Nylinger lets the fans have a bit of a bruise when they go home. Got to keep your head on the swivel. We've seen plenty of fastballs go into the stands.
Logan Nylinger, one of the younger guys coming up through the academy system, youngest player in Indy 11 history to actually score a goal, scored at 18. He's now 20, has an assist under his belt, and has stepped in to start this second half.
Tiptoeing the line there, Pirano sends it right to Dick, and then it goes across the goal line. Pirano gets the assist for Maldonado. 2-0 SAFC.
I'm loving how Mitch Tainer just continued the carrying there for Christian Pirano, but it, again, felt like a matter of time for Pirano. He's done so well on the ball. He has created a lot of opportunities, and this time he's in the right place at the right time. I think they're picking up that, hey, if we just put the ball on frame, put pressure on the keeper in the back line, it's going to work out for us. And neither goal beautiful here for San Antonio, but a goal is a goal, and that's what's important.
Start off here with Maldonado just tiptoeing the end line. And Pirano with a lot of power. Dick gets on it, but he does not keep it in front of him.
Great work there from Mikey Maldonado just to get to the end line, pulls the defenders in, and then it's that power from Pirano that's able to make its way through the traffic. You can see there's a bit of a miscommunication. Ball goes right under Eric Dick there. And now San Antonio feeling all the confidence, starting out strong again in the second half.
Pirano scoring in the 48th minute, his third goal of the season, and SAFC leads it 2-0 now. And I know you and I always have that joke that 2-0 is the worst lead in soccer. However, it sort of feels like this is a pretty good 2-0 lead for SAFC with the confidence that they're playing with.
Yeah, they are not only playing with confidence, but they're respecting their opponent in that they're taking care of the ball. They're creating some really cool things as they move into the attacking third. It's not predictable, and that's the hardest team to play against when they're, you can have them in the corner, they can come down through the middle, and they, as a team and as a unit, are just really good at reading each other. I think it's a squad that has, I think Coach Giamosa has picked the right guys for this season.
Now, we were talking about it a little bit, that there are 3 men on the back line most of the time here for SAFC. Do you just keep doing what you're doing, or do you change any of that now that you have a 2-goal lead?
Nah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and don't use substitutions. Most coaches are making substitutions around the 60-minute or later mark, and so I think they've got this rhythm and flow going. Just try to keep up with that, and then when you start seeing some fatigue or maybe something changes mid-match, and we've seen it before where a team can come back and equalize easy, so you don't want to make any haphazard decisions until you have to.
That England versus Argentina match, as there's a foul from behind there. Free kick for SAFC, as way too physical there was Cam Lindley, and a quick send here to Akeem O'Connor-Ward is not going to be played by anybody, and then finally just cleared out. But to my point, it was, I believe, England 2-0 over Argentina in the knockout round of the World Cup earlier this summer, and England went 5 back, and Argentina just feasted with the opportunities and eventually scored 3 goals in the last half hour of that match. So SAFC not going to allow their pressure to change here as Jorge Hernandez slows things down, chips here to goal scorer Pirano. Pirano kicks it back here to Akeem O'Connor-Ward. O'Connor-Ward goes back to Bernali. Mitch Tainer switches the pitch, and his pass is intercepted, but Perron was able to get a foot on it right back there to Mitch Tainer, and they'll keep playing it back here to Suarez on the defensive half of the pitch. Cronali with a touch in some space. Cronali, he can score, cases to the penalty arc, cuts it back, and now Sorto has a touch. Sorto sends it into the box. Akeem O'Connor-Ward trying to keep possession. Rendon with a nice play in, and now Rendon wants to go on the go. Akeem O'Connor-Ward fouled there by Rendon, and it'll be a free kick for SAFC. Great job by Gerald Flores on the call.
Yeah, where San Antonio's taking the cake on this one is the hustle back. When they lose the ball, they get it back. You're not seeing that same effort from Indy 11, partly because they're not getting enough time in possession with the ball. They're defending so much, they're exhausted, so when they lose it, it just goes right back to San Antonio. And guys like Akeem O'Connor-Ward, you saw Lucio Barone were really happy to get back and get that one as he's fouled, chipping the ankles from behind.
Yellow card shown to Jack Blake. And Lucio Barone fouled here on the clip, and Blake out there for his offense, trying to spark something a little too physically.
Yeah, definitely warranted a yellow card there. He came a little bit from behind, no ball in the mix either, so that'll get you booked every time.
So Jack Blake draws the first yellow card here in the 53rd minute. Few cautions have been given out, but no actual cautions to either team until that point. I should say warnings instead of cautions. Tanner gets a fresh touch from Sorto, who had it intercepted. And Mitch Tanner gets it right back. Neither team really wants to hold on to it here.
Well, this is the most mix-up we've seen. Now Indy just has to hold on to it, and there's a breakout play again from Hakeem O'Connor-Ward. What a defensive display from him tonight. Has spent a good chunk of the time on the ground, but always warranted and always wins that tackle.
Aiden Quinn's throw bounces off of Thiago Suarez into touch. It's hard to tell in soccer, but I would almost say Hakeem O'Connor-Ward is probably among the best athlete, if not the best athlete on the pitch.
Got a lot of speed, physicality, great with the ball at his feet. Has been really a key piece for San Antonio.
Jorge Hernandez is in the space for Sorto. Sorto couldn't quite get it there as Herbert is there for the first touch.
This is where Indy 11 really has to work to possess.
That one deflected by Suarez, goes across the end line. It'll be the fourth corner kick of the night for the Indy 11. They've kept it short. Cam Lindley looks like he's volunteering to run the set piece yet again. They had a scary opportunity for SAFC that bounced around the face of goal, last goal kick, or corner kick I should say, and now another chance here. Down 2-0, they need a score. Cam Lindley. Hearing it from the San Antonio crowd there in the corner. Direct some traffic and a little bit of a pause on it here as Lucio Barone getting into it a little bit with Herbert.
I mean, would it be soccer without a little bit of drama?
Just a little bit. Mitch Tainer had that out by my eye, and it looks like it'll once again be a corner kick as Tainer is saying he wasn't the one who got ahead on it.
Let's look back at that replay. Still a really good effort there from Indy 11, and yeah, it's hard to say. Might have been both players, but a good chance there again. I think Indy just has to keep working towards those corner kick opportunities.
Lindley tried to get a little creative with it. It was deflected off of a back heel to Hakeem O'Connor-Ward, who cleared it, and now Jorge Hernandez operates for SAFC. Nifty move to keep it away from Paco Craig. And Lucio Barone sends it to some space here for Mitch Tainer. Sorto will slow things down. Only match in USL Championship this evening. Happy you guys joined us on CBS Sports Golazo. Good opportunity to see the man who has the ball right now, Jorge Hernandez, create. Finding Lucio Barone through traffic into the box. Herbert sends it out of the box towards touch, but Pirano's there to keep it in play. Pirano with a nifty move along the end line, but couldn't quite get past his defenders, then cleared out by Blake. Crognale decides to give it up for a creative opportunity and gets it right back. Switch of the pitch here. Maldonado finds Mitch Tainer.
That last run of play into the attack for San Antonio was just so creative, so fun to watch. You can tell they're really living in the moment here, minus that turnover.
Not on the same page, Jorge Hernandez and Hakeem O'Connor-Ward, although I guess an errant touch into the stands there will give the ball right back to SAFC. And Indy 11, they need to tighten things up a little bit here.
Yeah, they got to settle the nerves a little bit. As you can see, he subbed out right after that, most likely just exhausted. Legs get heavy and errors happen.
Alejandro Mitriano comes into the match now for Aiden Quinn and whistles to stop play here. Alejandro Mitriano from Venezuela played in 18 games with 10 starts for Miami FC in 2025, recording 7 chances created. And a yellow card issued here, I believe, to Aiden Quinn for leaving too early, or maybe Mitriano for coming in too early, but nix everything I just said about the substitution, I suppose. Got to wait for the fourth official to give the signal here, and Aiden Quinn wondering why he's giving the yellow card. SAFC's wondering where their yellows have been all night. Feeling a little left out.
Yeah, they've got Gotta follow the rules here.
So now I can introduce Alejandro Mitriano. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, I mean, it happens, I guess, sometimes, but not often. Just excited to get out there and play, so.
Hakeem O'Connor-Ward intercepts the pass. Middle of the pitch, Jorge Hernandez. Jorge Hernandez goes for a low corner, and Eric Dick there to save.
Really incredible work, surrounded by how many players and still got the shot off. That's incredible.
Cronulla able to play that pass into the air.
But you also have to give credit to Christian Sordo for the dummy, allowing it to go through. And, you know, this has just become a really fun team to watch this season. There's been seasons in the past where, I'll hold that thought as they make their way into the attacking third.
Sorto across the 18, slowed it down there for a chance for Maldonado to touch, and now an opportunity to counter for Jack Blake. But it has been a fun team to watch now as Indy 11 tries to operate.
Yeah, and hopefully able to connect some passes and get some momentum here.
Mitriano sends it across the face of goal where it's knocked out by Cronulla. Recycling the service, Jack Blake at the penalty arc. Stumbles, but still able to control. But there's Hakeem O'Connor-Ward once again with the interception. Mitriano comes up with the tackle, though. Jack Blake looking to create. Joey Petruni called into action.
Great work from Petruni, who has been so consistent all season long. Is great at reading the play through traffic. And again, I think that's the best effort we've seen from Indy 11 all night.
Probably is around the best effort we've seen from Indy 11 all night. They've had a few interesting opportunities, but still plenty of chances here for SAFC to also be up more than the 2 goals they're up.
Yeah, it seems like they're starting to wake up a little bit and, you know, take some calculated chances. If they can continue to do that and really just hold on to the ball, if anything, try to start connecting passes, take care of that first and second touch, get back to the basics. Sometimes you see these errors when, you know, players are thinking too many steps ahead. You don't have to be, goal doesn't have to be pretty or perfect, as evidenced by San Antonio FC. It just has to get in the net.
At the end of the day, they just ask how many, not how you did it.
Exactly.
Sorto with the last touch here for the throw in by Mitriano.
That looked like a handball, but may have passed as a shoulder.
Jorge Hernandez looking to take advantage of the continuation. Maldonado with a back heel to Jorge, who finds Hakeem O'Connor-Ward. O'Connor-Ward plays it into the box. Jorge Hernandez tried a cross, but it's deflected across the end line, and that'll be a goal kick or corner kick for SAFC as Cam Lindley's there on the defense.
It feels like San Antonio FC is just trying to wow the crowd right now. I mean, some of these tricks we're seeing out here are, you can tell they're just flowing with fun. You know, there's teams they play out of fear, the teams that play just because they're in the flow of fun, and that's what we're seeing here tonight with San Antonio.
A little bit of that Colombian style that Carlos Llamosa brings has some flair to it. Plenty of paying customers always showing up here at Toyota Field. Corner kept short. Since the 18, Sorto. Hakeem O'Connor-Ward well outside the box, sends it over the crossbar. Also kicking it into the wind this time around.
Definitely have to lean over if you're going to drive the ball from distance. It's a mistake a lot of outside backs and defenders make because they're used to clearing it with your chest up. And I can say that because I've been there. So you got to really think about, I'm going to put my head down, get my chest over the ball, drive through it.
I know you've told me, but what position did you primarily play?
Anything from center mid to outside back, mostly. You know, box to box, midfielder at times.
Jorge Hernandez almost had a beat on that ball, but he runs right into Sorto, and Indy 11 will take advantage of the miscue.
What about you, Carl? Which position did you play?
Oh, I was all over the pitch. I started at the back line, and then I ended up defensive midfield is where I eventually thrived.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I got really good at controlling the ball by probably not the smartest thing, jogging with the ball on concrete.
Oh, no.
That'll get your reflexes up.
Oh, that'll get you a concussion, too.
Or almost hit by a car. And no whistle there. Jeez. Craig just shoves down Jorge Hernandez, and will play on here as Pirano wants to create at the 18. Pirano with a left-footed strike bounces off a defender. Sorto wants to recycle. Low roller will be caught there by Eric Dick.
Really quality effort there from San Antonio. What I think I like the most about what I'm seeing from San Antonio is, yes, they're having fun, but they're also not waiting for the perfect shot. I think you saw that a lot with Las Vegas Lights. There were times where they were dominating possession. It almost felt unfair for them to walk away with the result that they did. But a big part of it was they were just waiting for the perfect look at the goal, and you're not always going to get it here in the USL Championship. So, and evidenced by those 2 goals that went in, not pretty, but goals nonetheless.
Just past the foot there of Okello, and it'll be played by Petruni. Again, one of the more dangerous opportunities for Indy 11. Just quite, whenever they do get it in the box, it feels like they just lose their timing slightly, which sort of explains what we were talking about, where they're second in the USL in getting it into the box. Just haven't been able to convert those into goals. Somebody who has converted a goal this evening, Christian Pirano.
I think this is also a situation where this is just a game that they're being dominated quite a bit. San Antonio FC dictating play completely, and then even when they have possession, they hand it right back over. So I don't know that this is the best look at a game for Indy 11. They've had a lot of quality, as mentioned, throughout the season, and I think this is just one of those where you're going to have to focus on the next game after this and getting back in rhythm and flow. Again, San Antonio, just a physical, relentless team, hard to break down, and now really creative up top.
What do you think about the Dr. Jackal and Mr. Hyde Indy 11, where at home they are 6-1-1 after I talk about this Jorge Hernandez play? Pirano tries again. Eric Dick with the diving save. Corner kick for SAFC. Just to wrap up that point, though, Indy 11 0-5-2 in USL Championship play on the road. But let's see the replay of that threat here from SAFC.
Eric Dick really keeping Indy 11 in it on this one. Jorge Hernandez doing well to draw in defenders. Pirano had some options there. I think could have had a quicker release of the ball, but either way, Eric Dick there to deny it.
And Dick cannot have a sigh of relief yet here as Mikey Maldonado will send it in on the corner attempt. As you see there, Indy 11 has lost 3 straight matches and 12-match away winless streak. So they're desperate to try and get something happening here in the last 25 minutes. Maldonado readies his team. Near post, headed out, bounces out to Jorge Hernandez. Pirano gets a fresh touch there from Maldonado. Solid effort there by Rashid to keep the ball out of the box by the Indy 11 defense. And once again, Dick called in action as he rises above the crowd for the catch. Jack Blake will send it back away from the SAFC pressure, and SAFC will now back into formation after the elongated in the 18 formation on that corner. A little bit more urgency is being felt here by Indy 11 as they find Blake in center circle. A lot of space here on the left side. Mitrano.
They are looking a little more alive. I think this is the most effort San Antonio has had to put into getting the ball back.
Alejandro Mitrano sends it wide. Rendon couldn't redirect it towards goal, and that'll go across the end line. A lot of physical play there, and should be a goal kick for Petruni and SAFC.
Great work there from Rendon, and man, for a minute there you thought that one is for sure going in. Just awry, but again, he's in the right place at the right time, and it took 2 SAFC defenders to cause problems for him there.
Lucio Baron's physicality might have been the difference to keep that from being a goal. That's a dangerous pass backwards where Mitch Tainer was able to play it. Now Cronulla has all day to work it towards the midfield mark. And if Indy 11 aren't going to pressure, SAFC is happily going to play pass around the field. Lucio Baron couldn't quite shift gears, and here's Josh O'Brien, not able to control.
Had a chance to talk to head coach Sean McCauley. He talked about Mikhail Rashid, who recently had Team of the Week accolades, and asked him what makes him so good, and he said he's a young player. He's not just good in the air, great in the air. He's an exceptional player when it comes to aerial duels, and so it makes you wonder, why not get him in there whenever you can into the attack, get him running backside if you can. I think the struggle has been just getting enough possession to get there.
Pirano touches it into the box. Pirano tries a side strike and it'll go across. He has the brace, but there's going to be a foul against SAFC, I believe. No, that's a goal. Beg your pardon, missaw the hand signal there, and SAFC has a 3-0 lead and the nail's in the coffin.
What an incredible effort there from Pirano. What a well-deserved goal. And this one, I think, was a beautiful one. This one, you could say, hey, this might be a goal of the week. He did something with nothing. He went completely parallel to the ground. Let's have a look at it. The defense is disorganized. He gets caught up. It's Jorge Hernandez who pulls in the defenders once again. He pops up and goes parallel to the ground, laces through the volley. Yes, it bounces off the defenders, but it's the effort for me that I think is incredible. The quickness in which he bounces back up and follows through. And this is exactly why San Antonio is winning this game. They're just relentless.
Eric Dick probably has not given up 3 goals in a long time. He sees this one go past him. Physical play. And wow, Pirano just gets all of that one off balance in the air.
Definitely a highlight reel for him.
Gerald Flores put his whistle to his mouth and immediately motioned to send that one to midfield, making me think that there was something wrong with it. But nope, 70th minute, second goal for Christian Pirano.
Guarantee he is going to be on Team of the Week this week. 2 goals in 1 match. And just the way he's been dribbling through defenders.
Effectively doubling his USL Championship goals scored, as he now has 4, into the match with 2. And SAFC ready to bring in some substitutes here with just 20 minutes of cardio to get in.
But again, still want to respect the opponent. Things can turn on a dime here.
O'Brien trying to make that change. Pietrano sends in the cross, bounces around, and Akeem O'Connor-Ward will play it out. O'Connor-Ward pressures the back line, and Rashid keeps that one away from the threat.
I like the vision to try to go long to Jorge Hernandez there. Just needs a little more oomph on that ball.
Craig sends it all the way back here for Eric Dick. And with respect to Indy 11, it just doesn't feel like there's any real chance for them to get back in this game. And SAFC, well, they lost their first home match of the season last time here on the pitch for SAFC, and the goal scorer Christian Pirano will come out of the match here for Nicky Hernandez. Sorto will exit for Diogo Pacheco. And Lucio Baron will be relieved by Kurt Califf. No yellow cards given on this substitution, as very calmly SAFC comes in.
going to have some big shoes to fill, considering the momentum that San Antonio had going. But now they've got fresh legs and more chances to do something fun. And what a takedown that's not even called as a yellow. That was a full-on bear hug takedown.
Diogo Pacheco was okay. It wasn't too physical. It almost felt like just sort of balance was lost there. And SAFC will continue to play keep away from Indy 11, who's starting to bring some high pressure as they realize they're not going to just casually give up on this match. The fresh legs of SAFC happy to get an opportunity to maybe make this a 4-0 match.
You never know. Never say never. You've got a couple guys going in here. You know, that's the thing is when the team starts scoring, then everyone wants a goal. And so, you know, sometimes these are the moments where can you still be selfless enough to set up the right shot? If you do have the opportunity, I think sometimes people get goal hungry and then causes problems. So let's see.
Well, especially someone like Nicky Hernandez here, who has the ball and is playing in his 5th match in USL Championship play. His cross was bounced across the end line by Jorge Hernandez, who was trying to set up Akeem O'Connor-Ward, just a little too strong on the touch.
Nicky Hernandez having battled injury throughout the season as well.
Joey Petruni will pick this one up. Yeah, Nicky Hernandez in his 2nd stint with SAFC was on that 2022 USL Championship title team here in San Antonio. Scored 6 goals in 32 matches with New Mexico United on his last stop.
Yeah, San Antonio FC has had the luxury of keeping a good chunk of their roster and then, you know, bringing guys back like Nicky Hernandez, and then you've got Mikey Maldonado, who grew up here, and you know, it's just different when I think a player stays in one place for a long time. You just get something a little bit different from them, whereas Indy has had 15 new players this season. I think it's just a learning curve, a growing curve, and the going starts to get tough. You've got injuries like Charlie Sharp, who was doing really well up top, and now he's out with the calf injury, so it's just all part of it with USL Championship play. Injuries happen, and that's why your bench is so important.
Yeah, you were talking a little bit there just a moment ago about maybe getting players that are from the area. Eric Dick, who was on the Pittsburgh Riverhounds last season, grew up in Carmel, Indiana, so he was 7 minutes away from where Indy 11 have their matches at IU Indy. And Joey Petruni, who sends this goal kick away, he's from Lee High School here in San Antonio. He went to Virginia by way of Boise, so he didn't go to college here in town, but he certainly came back as soon as he could.
Yeah, it's a testament to, if there's any young kids out here watching the game, that, you know, playing for your hometown isn't out of the question. I think, you know, it's so cool to say, oh, I grew up 7 minutes from the stadium. No, they were looking at that stadium as a kid saying, man, one day it'll be me. And here they are.
Yeah, you got to give a lot of credit to Spurs Sports and Entertainment CEO R.C. Buford and everything that he has had happen underneath him, not just on the San Antonio Spurs side of things, but I would say SAFC with their, I believe it's 8 to 18 academy is just very progressive in American soccer.
Absolutely. Landry Walker actually made it on the U.S. men's national team, U17, and you'll see him playing out here in the USL Championship every now and then. And so it's just cool to see the academy system actually work. I think there was a lot of scrutiny about the academy system here in the United States after the World Cup, seeing the disparity in talent between the United States and places like Argentina or Europe, you know, England, and it's just not having to pay to play. So it's great that San Antonio FC offers that pathway to pro, and that you really can be a local and play big. I think in Texas, it's Dallas and Houston who get all the attention from soccer. And so I just love to see that San Antonio has made such an impact.
Emil Cuello got the goal scoring started for SAFC in the 25th minute. And then Christian Pirano added 2 more to get us at this 3-0 mark. And yeah, SAFC just has their fingerprints all over San Antonio soccer. They, I believe the last 2 seasons, perhaps even for the 3rd season in a row, hosted UTSA and UIW in women's soccer here at Toyota Field. That's always a fun match. Crosstown rivals. It's been a good game the last 2 years.
Always cool for these colleges to play in stadiums as well. Get the feel and the vibe of playing on another level.
Although I will say Park West and Benson Stadium, the 2 college fields here in San Antonio that their Division I teams play at, are pretty nice. And San Antonio, it's a soccer town. Toyota Field is always rocking here, usually on a Saturday night, tonight on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Nicky Hernandez trying to create. Hernandez almost got it back. It was cut out all the way to center circle where Mitch Tainer will control. Hernandez trying to back heel to create. Instead, it'll bounce around and be taken by Indy 11. Jack Blake looking to counter.
Things opening up a little bit more here for Indy 11. Boys in blue really working to make something happen.
Petrano couldn't quite make something happen as it was sent into touch, and SAFC's defense has a chance to get back. Keem O'Connor Ward kicks that one off of Blake into touch for a throw for SAFC, and that'll open up a substitution window for Nelson Flores Blanco. He'll come into the match for Emil Cuello. So both of the goal scorers for SAFC now subbed out. Emil Cuello to be relieved by Nelson Flores Blanco.
If you watch, Nelson works really well in tandem with Jorge Hernandez. 2 guys who've played together for quite some time, and so I think that's going to be an interesting duo here now with these changes. But as you can see, subs change games. Indy 11 getting a little bit more, let's say, momentum.
What little momentum there is to be had, as Rashid will play it back here. Mikel Rashid was one of those halftime subs. As you see, San Antonio FC entering tonight 21-11-14 versus the Eastern Conference since 2017, and 41 goal differential, 15 clean sheets. Both of those going to have their numbers added onto tonight. Slow roller here, trying to avoid that clean sheet. Indy 11, and they're not on the same page. Craig able to keep it in play here for Jack Blake. Blake had it knocked away from him, and a foul will be called. Kurt Caleb whistled for the foul at the penalty arc.
Hard to say if that was a foul. I think on first look, to me, it didn't look any different than what we've seen in other parts of the field, but a good opportunity nonetheless for Indy 11. It's most likely a hand. It's a pull from, yeah, he just goes down. Maybe it's the slide that they're calling, cleats up, sliding, but that to me is a little bit more of a sell.
Yeah, I think Hernandez is the contact that sent Blake to the deck, but then Caleb coming in with, as you kind of said, cleats up. I think Gerald Forrest just wanted to blow his whistle.
Well, it's a good opportunity here, the best of the game for Indy 11.
As I mentioned, Jack Blake with 2 goals on the season. The club's all-time leader with 28 goals has it just outside the penalty arc. Five-man wall with Hakeem O'Connor Ward just off the mark. I think Blake's going to go for frame. He does so. It's deflected off of the head of a member of the wall, and it'll be a corner kick for Indy 11.
The wall doing its job there. Petruni tried to get some air regardless, but it's that deflection that ends up helping them out. But sometimes that's exactly how goals end up, as we've seen San Antonio. So really a lucky deflection.
Nicky Hernandez does help with his shoulder, though. Yet another corner kick for Indy 11. And a little bit of a scuffle that needs to be cleared up at the 6.
Josh O'Brien, a Dublin, Ireland native, stirring the pot, standing 6'4".
High chip, and Petruni punches it out, and then on the follow, it goes off the mark. Perhaps the best effort of the evening there.
Just can't help but feel for Indy 11. It was a really good opportunity there. I mean, Joey Petruni all the way out of net and just not able to get it down. I think even if he had leaned down, it would have hit traffic, but we'll never know.
Noble Okello gave it a chance, but just couldn't quite put it in.
Has struggled a bit in the last couple of games. Has been in the right spot at the right time. Just
Jorge Hernandez in the box. Plays it across here. And just wide. Missing an opportunity.
Ooh, what a nice setup, though. Quality hustle from Jorge Hernandez.
Nicky Hernandez, we were talking about, once that goal off of the bench.
As you can see there, just perfect spot. And then also the defenders are overcommitting. It gives them a wide open look at goal. You know, I think when you go back to the drawing board, to remember you gotta watch the ball, stand up the player. But yeah, he's gonna kick himself. Might lose some sleep on that one.
Cernali. Out here to O'Connor Ward. Kirk Cowell takes it to the penalty arc across the 18. He's bounced out by Rashid. Now Rendon wants to spark a counter. And way too far ahead of the intended target. As you see, Sean McAlley looking on. He's got a lot of work to do with this team. Got to figure out how to turn this squad around. Just barely staying above the playoff line in the Eastern Conference. Tonight's not result is going to be something that hurts them, obviously.
Last season finished 9th overall, hoping to get above the playoff line, still have a chance, but saw it last season too. They'd go on an unbeaten streak. I think it was 12 unbeaten games or something like that, and then things just kind of fell apart. I think it had a lot to do with injuries, and so just interesting to be having the same kind of problem again here this season.
Yeah, was an unfortunate snapping of 9 unbeaten home matches their last time out against Loudoun United, who at the time only had 1 win, picked up their 2nd win last time Indy 11 played. And Cal couldn't quite redirect that the way he wanted to. However, it's taken away by Nelson Flores. Blanco just missing far post.
Loving the confidence there to take the strike. As you can see, it was Indy 11 really getting disorganized because of all the different points of attack, but loving that Nelson Flores Blanco got up into that corner and took the shot anyway.
Jorge Hernandez is going to get his standing ovation as Santiago Patino will come into the match for him. And I believe that is all of the substitution windows allotted to SAFC. So final 3 minutes plus stoppage time for Patino to perhaps score 1 more goal. SAFC has shown that they are not allowing this to be 3-0 uncontested. Indy 11 wants to go away with at least a goal. They're not going to come away with a point, that's for sure.
Coutinho, highly regarded player here at San Antonio FC, all-time leader in goals, 27, added 1 just a few games ago, and then last time we played at home, left with a red card.
Yeah.
So trying to get back into good standing with the refs, I'm sure, but still very clinical player, brick house of a player, hard to get through.
It's been an interesting season with red cards for SAFC. As I mentioned, their first place in the USL Championship in yellow cards, as that one gets away from Thiago Suarez. But the red card from Joey Petruni, which you and I both agreed shouldn't have been issued, he wasn't going to be able to finish the match anyway. Richard Sanchez comes in. That was against Monterey Bay, and they combined for a clean sheet. Sanchez does it with a man down thanks to that red card given to Joey Petruni. And then later that match deserved and upheld a second yellow card given to Mitch Tainter. He has to then sit out the Las Vegas Lights game here, as I think we have a little kid who doesn't want to go back to school out on the pitch.
Yes, this is hilarious. He's trying to take a selfie with Mitch Tainter. I don't think he could get it going in time. But, you know, gotta admire the effort.
Yeah, per broadcast rules, we don't show him, although he does get on your screen there. Yeah. No, you know, something fun happening here in the closing moments of this match.
Yeah, not advisable. Do not repeat this. Watching from home does slow the game down.
Yeah. Usually we don't address them, but it's too late.
Yeah.
And code of conduct adequately put up on the big screen here as we now resume play. Drop ball for SAFC. Where were we before the exciting moment there?
I don't know, but it was one of the most.
Yeah, back to school night for SAFC,
yeah,
by the way.
there you go. Hey, that's right on cue.
Yeah, health and wellness night coming up on the next game, August 12th, which will be against Miami FC. You see it right here. It'll be the USL Cup quarterfinal as SAFC advanced out of group play. It's brought to you by Toyota here at Toyota Field. 7:30 kickoff time. Note that, as we've been usually starting at either 7 before it got really hot or 8 o'clock now that it is hot. You can go to SanAntonioFC.com to get your tickets. That'll be a fun one. I'm excited for a knockout round match as the USL Cup starts to heat up here in San Antonio.
Yeah, San Antonio FC, a lot to play for, and Miami FC still working to build into, I think, their full form. So could be another solid chance to move forward in the tournament for San Antonio.
So once again, the next home match, an unscheduled one if you got your printed out schedule from the before USL Championship group play wrapped up. And then on August 15th, just a few nights later, SAFC is going to have Spurs night. The Coyote and the championship trophies are going to be out here at Toyota Field.
Ooh, go get your picture. Should be fun.
Never pass up an opportunity to take a picture with the Coyote.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we can get him up here in the booth for a long interview conversation.
He does a good job for someone who can't speak to do an interview.
Speak with his hands, you know.
Yeah, the question is,
body language.
Yeah, will he wear pants though? That's the big question.
Yeah.
The Coyote.
We need pants on TV. Okay.
I think if anybody can get away with it, it's the Coyote.
yeah.
Kirk Calv will have this corner kick here. SAFC here in stoppage time with about 3 minutes remaining in the match could get a goal here if they so choose. Mikey Maldonado looked like he was fouled. We play on advantage for Calv here.
Calv says, get up. Let me just pass to myself real quick.
Yeah, Maldonado was not ready for that pass back to him. Calv almost goes back and gets it in space. Maldonado wanted the foul, and Gerald Forrest saying, hey, I was trying to let you guys have the advantage, and it'll be another corner kick for SAFC anyway.
I think that's where you got to brush it off. If you're not getting the foul, you have the ability to pop back up. Just got to brush it off and help your teammate get back in it, but corner kick nonetheless.
Maldonado keeps it short here. Calv will give it up for Maldonado. Flores Blanco, eager to score, goes wide right on this strike. And that should just about do it here, as I think both teams will be content just getting their steps in to wrap up this match. As SAFC backing up on the defense. And a long goal kick here from Eric Dick, as he does want to have at least one potential chance for the Indy 11. Crognale pushes off on the aerial duel.
But again, just a mark of San Antonio FC's dominance defensively, winning every first ball, pretty much every second ball. And just really got to get back to the drawing board if you're Indy 11.
SAFC has been on the heels of Orange County SC all season long for first place in the Western Conference. Here is a bit of an awkward strike there by Lindley as it's bounced out of the box. Forrest Blanco can't catch up. Indy 11 throw.
We also talked about how San Antonio FC is undefeated against the Eastern Conference this season. I think the West is just a really tough conference to be in, to play against, and so for Indy 11 to come here and just hang in, got to hand it to them. But I think San Antonio.
Herbert got a slow roller off, and then it was sent into the back of the net by Josh O'Brien, and that will end the clean sheet outing for Joey Petruni at the death of the match.
My goodness. Talk about switching off. Indy 11 just like that, able to put one up. I think they can pat themselves on the back for that, not giving up even in extra time. And no, are they going to win? They're going to win this game? No. But let's have a look at it. I think everyone had shut off in that moment. 2 players completely unmarked. The game is not over yet. If you're San Antonio, you've got to do better. But I admire the effort there from Indy 11. They're wanting an offside call, not getting it.
And once again, no VAR here in USL Championship, and that'll be the final whistle. Despite the final goal given up in the closing moments, SAFC dominates Indy 11 and picks up all 3 points on this Friday night football match. Final score 3-1 SAFC. San Antonio improves on the season to 8-3-7 and 5-1-3 at home, while the Indy 11 fall to 6-7-3, 0-6-2 away from Indianapolis.
It's a clearly dominating effort here from San Antonio, but they have got to stay switched on through the final whistle. If they do something like this against a difficult team, it could really make them pay for it. But Indy 11, good effort there through the final minutes. Hopefully they can take that momentum into the next game against Hartford Athletic that they have coming up here and get back to their winning ways.
Christian Pirano with the brace that gave SAFC the 3-0 lead, and the last moment goal there by Josh O'Brien. At least the Indy 11 go away with a goal as they head back to Indianapolis. Emil Cuello got the party started, and then Christian Pirano with back-to-back goals gave SAFC the 3-1 victory here in San Antonio. Full-time here as we appreciate you guys joining us on CBS Sports Golazo. Next SAFC match is going to be at Toyota Field August 12th against Miami FC in the USL Cup quarterfinal. We'll see you next time here from Toyota Field.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.